Oh, are you doing that, or has Doctor Strange just done that by himself?
No, this is just a cool thing.
He just has an idle animation where he drinks a massive mug of tea and reads a book. Huh.
Well, I think it's when we came back idly to the characters before. Like, I think every character has a unique one, which is pretty awesome.
Quite cool.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Lego Marvel Superheroes 2. I had to think about the name for this. With me, the Doctor.
And of course, me, the Bard. We're having more fun than we were. We're not convinced this is a brilliant game, but we're powering through and trying to do the best we can.
I think you need to do something about this.
I wonder if I could just force feed my way through this.
It
no.
certainly.
Okay, definitely.
It came up with
not.
the Doctor Strange photo, which makes me think that you are responsible for this somehow.
Right.
Can you use your X thing to target it?
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's give that a go. So, like, my force shield does nothing, but maybe this can do something. No.
It's definitely, if you look on my screen, it's definitely your face that's swinging by very fast whenever it appears.
Oh, there we go. Cool. Ah! Again.
Still killed me.
Ah, excellent work, Doctor Strange.
Cool. You froze it in an incredibly useless... Oh, there we go. Cool. Wonderful. I was too busy talking shit.
Hey, we're about to have another boss fight.
Yep. Cool.
This game, you read a review of this game.
Yeah, which said exactly this, of just you work your way through baffling puzzles and then do a flashy boss fight, and that's it.
I think we're making more progress and having more fun. Like the production value of this game cannot be understated. This is much more like professional, much more well developed. But I feel it doesn't necessarily benefit from that.
No, but I mean, to be honest, I've always said this with almost anything I've done on the channel, but especially with the stuff that you and I do, that the game is really just here to provide a bit of a talking point. It doesn't have to be amazing, it just has to be not inherently problematic and not a complex game to the point where we have to focus too hard on it. And that's why I picked the Lego ones, because they give us a topic to talk about, and generally they're easy enough that you can kind of deal with them, or if you just raised a skeleton.
I am Doctor Strange. I can create undeath.
Mr. Bones is here to help us out. Excellent. Yeah. But yeah, like this.
Stephen Strange, reanimator.
Oh, very good.
That's an old joke.
Yeah, Jesus.
Let us know in the comments, viewership. So the Doctor and I view these basically as like podcasts that we do whilst sort of playing games.
They have some slight visual component.
Yeah, if you feel differently, if you'd rather us play like a more serious game, we can try and make that happen. Or if you just enjoy us kind of playing through these nonsense games and musing, let us know. Like your feedback does matter to us, and we try and provide content you guys enjoy. So let us know in the
Indeed, this one
section.
was largely chosen based on viewer feedback.
It was. Like, it was recommended to us actually quite highly.
I wouldn't say highly, as in a couple of people.
It was recommended to us.
Yeah. I'm actually. Oh shit! This guy's fighting me, and I'm apparently choking him out. Oh, interesting. We can actually check.
Star Wars maybe into that. Like, apparently it's into dudes, into ladies, into space babes.
Which also means he's into bondage. That's a dangerous assumption.
It's a slippery slope. I mean, once you've banged all the space babes, how are you gonna scratch that itch, Doctor?
Jesus Christ. Fucking hell.
I'm curious to see, like, I don't think Chris Pratt has yet commented on, like, the recent changes to Star Wars.
Yeah, he's probably trying to specifically avoid commenting on that. Oh, you need to free Steve, by the way.
Oh, I can control this chap in here. I can control the real Black Knight, the nice Black Knight who was helping us, the guy who we came here to help.
Oh, Percy, or whatever it's called.
So I think he's got, like, the cool Black Blade, which is a very important bit of Marvel Comics weaponry.
Is that not the thing from The Mandalorian?
That's the Black Saber.
Yeah, I was taking the piss.
Confusing, but it's basically a blade that can cut through anything. And we're back! Brief technical problems, but everything resolved now, viewership. The Doctor and I discussed something off camera which was horrifying to us, but nevertheless, we're back now.
Humorous but classified. You can free Captain America.
Steve.
Yeah. Or Steve.
Actual Steve Prime.
Oh, so you're also called Steve, so yeah.
Stephen Strange, yeah. A lot of Steves in the... Lots of alliterative names in comic books. Peter Parker, Stephen Strange, J. Jonah Jameson.
This genuinely came up in conversation when my brother's now wife was... we were talking about like whether she was going to take his name when they got married, and it gives her an alliterative name like that, and she's like, that's definitely a pro.
I went to school with a guy who was his actual name was Johnny Blades.
Jesus Christ, that's amazing.
Like, I think the guy Ghost Rider in the comic books is
Johnny
called
Blaze,
Johnny Blaze. But he's Johnny Blades, which is I think he's even cooler.
Yeah.
He did not become a superhero, sadly.
Someone I know was they broke off eventually, but she was engaged to a guy for 4 years, and was sure she wasn't going to take his surname when they got married, and yet that would have made her name Natasha Ironmonger, which is a fantastic name, but she wasn't going to take it.
I can top that. So there's a colleague of mine. His mother is a dentist, but she's done like the extra dentistry qualification that lets her use the title doctor. So she's Doctor, whatever her surname is. Her maiden name, before she got married, the notion of maiden name bothers me. But anyway, before she got married, her name was Dr. Dangerfield. And it gets better because like she got married and she took like her now husband's name, like my friend's father's name, and now she's Dr. Smith.
Oh, why?
And I feel like that's the biggest trade down in surnames I've ever heard of, ever in my life.
Yeah. See, in her defense, the friend of mine who was going to be Ironmonger is quite attached to her surname because her surname was basically her surname comes from an accident made in an Omani passport office in the late 70s.
Oh, okay.
Basically, her dad has a middle name and a surname, and her brother, due to basically a clerical error, have a double-barreled name, which is her dad's middle name and her dad's surname.
That's quite cool.
That they saw his name and were like, oh, that must be a double-barrel thing. We'll pass that. We'll write that down on the kids when we make their birth certificates. And I always assumed that one of those names was because one is obviously her dad's surname, and the other I assumed was her mum's surname. But no, it's his middle name as well, and just due to a Muslim country not particularly understanding how white people's surnames work. So her and her brother are quite attached to those surnames because they just kind of appeared like that.
That's quite cool. That's a good reason as any not to like swap out. Here's a question for you, Doctor.
And her dad's a fucking legend as well. He used to go shooting with the King of Oman.
Oh wow, cool.
Fascinating stories. What were you going to say?
We've seen a lot of superpowers on display in like this game thus far, Doctor. Like, if you had to have a superpower of your own, what superpower would you have and why?
I've always liked the idea of water breathing.
Oh, I mean,
would you rather fly or breathe underwater?
I feel neither one would be particularly useful.
Okay,
for my
you have
daily
to
life.
you have to take one.
I mean, I would rather fly. I would
See, everyone seems to say that, but
you'd end up
being
inside a
underwater
jet engine.
is flying, except there's actually shit to see and explore down there, whereas flying in the air, I think one would grow tired of it.
Yeah, but water breathing doesn't help me get to work quicker.
And is your decision of superpowers really based on what helps you get to work quicker? Because that's a sad existence.
Well, this is the thing you've got to ask yourself, and like I extend this to the viewership. So tell us in the comments, viewership, if you had to have a superpower, what superpower would you have? And crucially, tell us why. But think of something like super strength. How would being able to lift 50 tons actually enhance your day-to-day life? When do you require?
Right. So you're not just asking what superpower you want, but specifically what superpower do you want to help you in the machine of capitalism?
Well, think about it. Like, how would like being able to lift 50 tons actually enhance your life? It wouldn't at all. Like, in any way. Like, when are you required to lift 50 tons? When are you required to breathe underwater? Almost never.
Yeah, well, it's like, have you seen the Shazam film?
I haven't, no.
So, like, obviously he gets powers as Shazam, and one of them is the ability to shoot lightning. And he uses that to demonstrate to people that he can shoot lightning and then ask for payment as a form of entertainment. And it's like, hey, look, I can shoot lightning. And it's basically like busking, but with superpowers.
That's not a terrible use of your superpowers.
No, it's like, as you say, that might actually be what comes up more often than not.
Here we go, let's do the next level.
Cool. Oh, is it these three now, yeah.
If I had to have any like super, I would have telepathy, not telekinesis, telepathy.
Oh, we're in Wakanda.
Oh, that's cool. Well, Wakanda looks pretty.
Well, this must be like old Wakanda, or very far in the future, because it looks like ruin.
Maybe this is how they choose to interpret it for this game.
Also, is that what Ulysses Claw looks like in the comics?
Oh yeah, he's got like a big nerdy gimp suit. It's horrible.
Wonderful description.
And he's missing, like, I think laterally Andy Serkis's character has this, but like he's missing his right arm.
Yeah, because he's got he's got a cannon instead of that in.
Yeah, well, in
the canon of the film.
Yeah, well, in the comic books he has a literal claw, hence Ulysses' claw. Yeah. The one I don't like the character. He's like a very dorky 70s villain, because lots of Marvel's villains are dorky from the 70s.
Yeah.
But the one interesting use of the character I've seen is when he fights Daredevil, because obviously Daredevil relies on like echolocation to see.
Yeah.
And when he fights a villain who uses sound waves to hurt his enemies, obviously Daredevil's like sense is useless, and he's just a blind man.
Yeah.
So Daredevil's got to work out other ways to fight this guy. That's the one interesting use of the character I've ever seen.
Yeah, I mean that's always going to be a good use of a villain, is to have a way of circumventing a character's powers, especially a character they weren't necessarily designed as a villain for, which is quite cool.
It's a fun matchup. It's why I always like it when Magneto fights Wolverine.
Yeah, well, no, because he just floats him around and fucks him off somewhere else. At least that's what happens in the films.
In the comics, it's a lot darker in the comics. So in the comic books, Magneto has actually ripped the adamantium out of Wolverine's skeleton.
Isn't that
impossible?
his bones?
Yes. Yeah. So like for a while, Wolverine just had regular bones.
Oh, so you can actually just like pull the metal out of it, but leave the bones intact.
Yes,
You can just suck it out of him and leave him as an invertebrate.
Yeah. Invertebrate Hugh Jackman.
Slug Hugh Jackman.
That's a movie we all want to see. Hugh Jackman as an invertebrate. I'd watch the hell out of that.
Oh, this is like one of those things from BioShock.
You're not a huge fan of Hugh Jackman, are you? I like him. I really like Hugh Jackman as an actor and as a personality. Oh, okay, so
he's fine.
There, right. I'm trying to solve a puzzle, but we're doing that thing where we're doing it independently, and we shouldn't do that.
Oh, we should, right? Yeah. If
we know this will probably break the game, so we shouldn't do that.
Where are you? Where have you gone?
I'll come to you. It's fine.
I'm behind you.
Oh, you can Spider-Man around the
place.
Yeah,
I can web swing.
Spider-Man.
I'm doing many things that spiders are capable of doing.
That was very good. I like that.
Now I got like a BioShock style puzzle here. So there's like tube. Have you played BioShock? I assume you have.
Oh yeah, like to death.
Yeah.
I love BioShock.
Yeah, this is like one of those tube puzzles in BioShock. It reminds me of like hacking things.
I seem to be that I can smash. Oh wow. Okay, I'll stay with you, but you seem to have this puzzle well in hand.
I haven't got that far. That over there. Why is that not flowing? That should flow.
Well, the Doctor continues to do this. Like, I'll comment on Wakanda and like how cool it is. So basically, Wakanda is the most powerful nation in the Marvel universe in the comic books because they have all this vibranium. They're massively technologically advanced. Like, contrary to real-world politics, the US is desperate to form alliances with Wakanda because it's just so advanced, and they have all this incredible military tech based on vibranium.
It's only after Black Panther came out, I learned there's actually a genre called Afrofuturism.
Yeah!
Which is a really cool concept.
I only knew this, like, again, much like yourself, after Black Panther came out. Like, I get my horrible, horrible ignorance.
Yeah.
Again, it's nice that we get lots of shots of J. Jonah Jameson, but I can only assume you cannot hear J.K. Simmons' voice.
No, absolutely not.
Which renders this basically redundant.
And yeah. So, I learned earlier while I was looking at voice actors, this game took place during I didn't know this happened, but Voice Actors Guild strike.
Oh, so like we're getting like the C-listers to play the C-listers.
And as the person who's got the audio of the pair of us, I can absolutely believe that. It feels very... what's a good nice way of saying it? It's very casual, the voice acting.
You would think, like, if they were bringing out basically amateur voice actors to do this, these people would swing for the fences. This is the big time.
Yeah, I mean, basically, the Peter Serafinovich is basically there.
Oh, here's Black Panther. Here's Black Panther. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
The Black Panther suit looked really, really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it helps that they put the suit on Chadwick Boseman, who looked amazing in those movies.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, like, episode...
I'd say generally, just like the kind of the set and costume design in those films was a huge part of what made him so good.
Yeah, the choreography is really cool as well.
Yeah.
Also, Rhino Cavalry was interesting.
Yeah.
I feel there's like better additions in the MCU, but I like Black Panther. It is what it is.
It has so many good moments to me. It's like and well done characters. Like I really like I can't remember his name. Is it Okoye, like the captain of the guards?
Oh, she's very cool.
Because her husband like sides with Killmonger, and she's like, and he's like, "Would you kill me, my love?" And she's like, "For Wakanda, without hesitation." Like she's a really interesting, like, complete lawful good character.
Oh, she's a total badass. Which
She's badass, but she's also just like, officially he's the king, so I've got to side with him. Like,
So
I may not agree, but those are the rules.
Yeah, so here we are. There's a character we're about to fight called Gorilla Grond. And, like, he's a gorilla man. That's it.
Would you call him the Hammer of the Underworld?
I wish he was that exciting. Am I missing a reference there, Doctor?
Yeah, that's the name in Lord of the Rings for Grond. It's called Grond.
Oh, yeah. How could we forget Grond, our favorite Lord of the Rings character?
Absolutely. You got super excited when you got to play as Treebeard. I got super excited when we saw Lego Grond.
We need to rewatch Lego.
And I'm just sad that there isn't a set of it, like a Lego Grond Destroy the Gates of Gondor set, because I would buy the shit out of that.
Would they just give you, like, Lego Grond and then some, like, bricks for the rubble? That is...
Yeah! No, you can build, like, a door out of bricks and then smash it with Grond, and it'd be so good.
That does sound fun. Like, I'm liking this combination of characters better. So, like, basically, last time we were just playing as the Guardians of the Galaxy. At least these are, like, a mix of Avengers,
Yeah.
like, other characters.
Press B to begin tracking suspicious trails on the ground. Hold B to dig up hidden objects.
Cool. Is that Black Panther's ability?
I think so. Yeah, I can track things. Oh, here we go. Right, I'm tracking the trail.
It's something they don't really bring to light in the movies, but like the Black Panther is like a genius level intellect. Like he's one of the most intelligent characters in the Marvel universe. He's like super genius. He designs his own suit. I mean, obviously in the movie they gave that role to Shuri, which is cool. But in the comics, like he's a super genius who built his own suit. He's like the best monarch ever in the world. Yeah.
I liked where they placed him in the films, where he's like just taking over as king.
Yeah,
and the way they ease you into that in was it Civil War, Age of Ultron? It was in one of them.
Civil War is his first appearance. I'm sure, because
I thought that was done really well.
His father T'Chaka is killed in the assassination.
That was it, yeah, because Bucky assassinates him. Kind of, I'm supposed to think.
I would love another like Captain America prequel. So like in Steve Rogers,
like Nazi style prequel.
Well, in Steve Rogers' canonical history, like he fought alongside both Wolverine and King T'Chaka in the Second World War, which of course they didn't have the rights to either of those characters at the time. But like I would get Chris Evans back with Hugh Jackman and like.
I think unfortunately, I think Chris Evans at least has said he's done.
As has Hugh Jackman. It's also very interesting to me that like obviously Heath Ledger was done being Joker because of reasons. He was not with us anymore,
yes.
and they recast that character in like 10 minutes. And of course, like
yes, to everyone's favorite Joker, Jared Leto.
Yeah, and Ben Affleck was done being Batman, and then they recast that in like 5 minutes. But like no one is willing to take on the Wolverine role after Hugh Jackman because a brilliant casting decision for him too.
Yeah.
So
apart from the fact that Wolverine's like 185 centimeters.
Oh, he's tiny. Well,
no, Hugh Jackman's tall.
185 centimeters is huge.
Yeah, that's how tall. Like Hugh Jackman is like that. It is tall.
Oh, I see. Like
that's my point.
In the comics, like
Wolverine is supposed to be.
Tiny.
Wolverine's supposed to be tiny, and Hugh Jackman's massive.
Yeah, he's also meant to be very ugly in the comic books. Like he's an unattractive man.
Like, there's a reason why there's currently a campaign for Jack Black to play Wolverine.
Oh God, no. I love Jack Black. I mean, Tenacious D might be one of my favorite bands, but like, no. Oh God, no. I think it'd be very difficult for me to accept anyone who wasn't. Do we Spider-Man with us? Oh, we do. There he is.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
It is fun just web swinging around as Spider-Man, I must say.
That's one of the best things about the recent Spider-Man PS4 game. Actually.
I mean, any Spider-Man game should have that thing of like, if you've got a Spider-Man game and it isn't fun to just web sling around New York, you've done something wrong in development, basically.
Stand here, perhaps? Like,
we can interact with. We need.
We need Miss Marvel down here. Okay.
Who we don't have.
There we do.
Do we? Oh, we do.
Yeah, there she is. She's doing.
I keep forgetting who we actually got with. Oh, T'Challa jumped down and all.
And she's got. Okay. Something.
Well, at least I've cleared the blockage, so we can push this through as well.
Wonderful. Yeah, Hugh Jackman's a wonderful casting decision. I know you're not a huge fan of Hugh Jackman's, but I think he seems like a nice man. I have several like fun stories with Hugh Jackman. So
Is this gonna be when you reveal as well that like a friend of yours is Hugh Jackman or something
Well,
like that?
I wish. Unfortunately, my only personal connection to celebrities is Lord of the Rings actors. I don't.
That's
know
better than Hugh Jackman.
Apparently, he tells this wonderful story about how he was on a beach, like he's Australian, so they're frequently on beaches. But he was on a beach with his family, and his son was kind of hanging out. His son was maybe like 12 or 13 at the time, and there was a bunch of like older girls who were like 15 or 16, who were like hanging out near his son, and his son was obviously interested. And so like his son kind of rocked up to these girls and just kind of stood on the wall next to them and leaned in and went, "Hey, my dad's Wolverine." And like, fair enough. Like, if your dad's Hugh Jackman, you might as well use that to your advantage.
Yeah, you gotta play the cards you dealt.
Indeed.
Are you
I
aware
don't
of what
know.
you're doing here, by the way?
I've got to rotate the maze round in order to. There we go. Okay, and if I go the other way, like so. Cool. We're getting there. This game is a lot more cerebrally challenging, this game, than any of the previous Marvel games we've played, Doctor.
Yeah, or we've got stupider, which I don't want to necessarily... I don't think it's the case, but I don't want to rule it out that easily.
I think that the puzzles are definitely more complex, but it's not really in a good way. It doesn't add to my enjoyment. It just makes this... Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, granted, we never had to, nor did we, focus particularly hard on what we were doing in the prior LEGO games.
No. I think when it was... Well, you tell us in the comments, Infamous Gentleman viewership, does this look like a harder game to you? We're finding it more challenging, and usually when we struggle with LEGO games, it's because we're drunk. And we're not that drunk. So you tell us in the comments.
I mean, I've had close to half a bottle of gin, but...
Well, maybe we are that drunk. Maybe we're
you have to remember that hour and a half we lost doing what's his name over and over again, who we've still not seen again.
Yeah,
the fucking what was his name?
I mean, maybe the
I've literally even forgotten his name because he was so forgettable.
The presence.
The present.
So for the benefit of the viewership, maybe this made it into a montage at some point.
It's going to. It will. Yeah, because I'll do
but
it.
we to fight the same D-list Marvel villain called the Presence, and like a villain that I've never heard of, 3 times in order to get past this stupid glitch, which now we are beyond. Hopefully.
Where the hell am I? I'm gonna anus my way up here. Oh god, he is just sucking the rope into his anus.
Oh, please, please, don't make that noise! Don't make that noise after saying anus! Jesus, Doctor.
Oh, that's a voice clip I'm gonna treasure.
So there's some flamethrowers over here that we can't do anything about.
Are you sure?
Okay.
Are you sure I can't web them up?
Oh, look at you go, Spider-Man. Who is your favorite Marvel superhero, Doctor? Everyone has a favorite.
Interesting.
Or just even just your favorite superhero will do.
I don't know, honestly.
Oh, really? Oh,
Because,
interesting.
like,
I would assume, like, just because you are who you are, one of the sciencey ones, but like
they're all the sciencey ones. That's the thing. Like, it's hard. It is
not all of them.
It is hard to find in some ways a superhero who isn't described as having like a genius level intellect or something like that. I don't like Tony Stark even remotely. I don't like Batman for similar reasons. Because there's Tony Stark and there's Tony Dark, which is Batman, basically. And to say I came up with that pun right now, that was actually pretty good, I'd like to say.
Amazing after half a bottle of gin.
Yeah. But a lot of the films I like are not in any way an endorsement of that superhero. So, and also, why am I back to Peter Parker now? How do I change? I've got a camera. I can throw tiles at people.
I've been trying to like get through this like force field, but like I need Black Bolt to do that, and we don't have Black Bolt yet. So.
Does Spidey Sense do it?
It's kind of no. I think it's just a Black Bolt thing. I mean, I hope Black Bolt is coming. I like Black Bolt. He's a cool character.
Well, I turned these flamethrowers off here, so maybe that goes somewhere. Oh, what's this? Oh, that's a Thor panel, isn't it? Yeah, that's a Thor lightning panel. Oh, the shit over here. The shit over here. Yeah. Oh no.
We need a sword to get through. Oh no, I can cut through that. Here we go. We're back.
Marvel can fit under there, can't she?
Yeah, probably.
I think that was that you can squeeze. Nope, she can't. Press B to shrink. Yep, thank you. That's what I did. Oh, no, there we go. We've got to press it, not hold it.
Excellent. We've nailed it.
Yep. Back to grow again.
Maybe we doubt ourselves. Like
maybe,
yeah. We say these are difficult, but we are getting through these puzzles.
Is she basically just Mr. Fantastic though?
I thought her power was like she could like morph based on like sand, or she had a body made of sand.
Isn't that Sandman you're thinking of?
Well, there's various kind of characters in the Marvel Universe who are made of, like, composite subjects or composite material X, and they can morph their body. But maybe she is just a malleable person, I don't know.
Yeah, which is kind of Fantastic. Wait, is it Mr. Fantastic the one who can, like, stretch himself?
Yes, yes, but, like, his really broken powers, like, he's super intelligent.
Okay,
even for,
right, okay, stupid question. He's
I
Reed Richards, isn't he? That is
Mr. Fantastic
yeah.
is Reed Richards, but even for the MCU, where, like, as we've just discussed, every character is like a super genius, Reed Richards is like the super genius of super geniuses.
Is that a Yeti?
That's Gorilla Grodd.
Okay, cool.
the Gorilla Man.
Glad we clarified that.
There's a plotline actually in one of the.
Oh, he's M'Baku, the guy from.
Yeah, he is. Like, of course, in the Black Panther movie, sensibly, he's not as ridiculous as this.
No, he's quite a good character in that, actually. I'm quite amused.
He is. Oh, here we go. Ulysses Klaw. Here we go. Boss fight, inevitably.
Yep. Oh, Jesus. He's literally got a sonic cannon for an arm.
Yes, he does.
That's
which
absurd.
is.
Did he just send She-Hulk down a mine?
Yeah. I mean, it would be kind of cool if it wasn't for the fact that he's wearing that ridiculous red gimp suit.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've laughed playing these games. They're not as funny as the other Lego games, unfortunately.
I think that's partly just because they're a new story. Whereas the other Lego games are funny because you're seeing like a slapstick interpretation of a story you know.
Oh, Man-Ape, sorry, not Gorilla Grodd. My apologies. I've been getting this wrong, so forgive me. Gorilla Grodd is a super intelligent ape from the DC universe. This is Man-Ape. Forgive me. I'm getting my ape villains mixed up.
I am glad they just stuck with M'Baku for the film, quite frankly. Cause
yep.
Also, it would have been deeply troubling and bordering on the offensive. I think to
call an African character Man-Ape.
Yeah, that's not something that would age well.
Yeah, I would love to tell you, Doctor, you're missing out on a rich, deep backstory here, but I honestly, this character sucks, and I don't know anything about them. Also, can you weigh in and punch this guy, please?
You seem to be you're handling it fine.
Yes, T'Challa's all over this. Go on, T'Challa. What's this over here? What can I do here?
See, that's a testament to actually the skill of like some of the Marvel films to like incorporate characters without realizing that they're like known characters. Like I assumed it was a character. I didn't realize he was a character as dodgy as Man-Ape. He's just, but it just appears in the film. He appears in just a relatively fleshed out character form.
Yeah.
So.
Is this a good time? Like, speaking of modern and more culturally sensitive adaptations of like otherwise problematic characters, should we discuss the Mandarin from Iron Man 3?
Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
I mean, I like Iron Man 3 slightly more than I like Iron Man 2.
Okay. Are you done?
I think I'm basically done with that. That film is a wonderful way to waste Ben Kingsley.
Yeah. One of the finest British thespians alive today.
Though is is he Indian or something like that? I seem to remember he played Gandhi. Ben.
I think he has like some maybe Indian heritage.
It would certainly be dodgy if he played Gandhi in a 5-hour film without being.
Yeah, he certainly looks somewhat more diverse.
Well, put it this way: Sir Ben Kingsley (brackets born Krishna Bandit Banji). So
okay,
it's
there we go.
Probably Indian, yeah. But still, as I was like, interesting casting for the Mandarin.
A Chinese villain.
You would, the name would make you think so. But I'm also kind of glad because it would have been horrific as a Chinese person.
Well,
no, it would have. It would have been awful.
Probably.
It would have been horrific.
But like, the bit that bothers me.
But at least they got away from the horrific nature and made Iron Man 3 a great film.
Yeah, well, it's pretty horrific too. But like,
at least it's not offensive, I guess.
Well, yeah, it's not racially offensive. Intellectually so. One of my big issues is like, so the Mandarin is Iron Man's big villain. This is like he is the Joker to Iron Man's Batman. Like he's Iron Man's canonically like arch nemesis.
Yeah.
This would be like the equivalent of like the Joker being a parody in a Batman movie. It doesn't sit right with me at all.
See, not knowing any of that, I was just like, I never liked the subbing out a villain that late in the day.
Yeah.
Something's not right here. Well,
I understand that, but like, okay, cool, we've taken him down.
Yep.
I think a better use of the character would be so the Mandarin has been modernly updated. He's still Chinese, but like his whole thing is like he has access to 10 magic rings. So he wears a ring in each finger, and these give him magical powers. And then he's sorcery to Iron Man's technology.
There's some Marvel thing that's coming out soon that's like someone in the Legend of the Ten Rings or something like that. Or have I imagined that?
Shang-Chi in the Legend of the Ten Rings.
Is that different? So a different Ten Rings?
Well, I don't know. Shang-Chi is like the ultimate martial artist. He's the kind of the Bruce Lee of the Marvel universe.
Okay.
So he doesn't really have any superpowers. He's just really good at kung fu.
Okay.
So maybe that'll tie into a Mandarin origin story. Who knows? Maybe they can still rectify this. I don't know.
Or maybe they're bringing Sonic the Hedgehog into the MCU.
Stop it.
Did you see that film?
No, I didn't.
It's actually surprisingly entertaining.
Jim Carrey is making a comeback.
Jim Carrey, right? If you like Jim Carrey,
I do like Jim Carrey.
then watch Sonic the Hedgehog, because it's literally it's Jim Carrey going full Jim Carrey. And I have to admit, I don't even like Jim Carrey, but there are certainly moments where I fully laughed out loud, unexpectedly went bah! And moments in that, because they just. It's not a particularly dark film, but it just has certain lines that Jim Carrey comes out with where you're just like, oh fuck, and it just catches you off guard.
I really like Jim Carrey. Like, he's obviously not a very well man, which is a shame because he's a tremendous talent. Like, I love many of his movies, and I just hope the man gets help and does what he has to do to get over his mental health issues, because he's clearly not well.
Yeah.
There's lots of like footage of him. I mean, I'm sure if your viewership's interested, you can look this up online. But like, of him appearing on red carpet appearances and interviews where he's clearly unwell.
Yeah.
As much as, like, again, we've spoken about this on the channel before, Doctor, but men's mental health is important. Health is important. So, insofar as you care about this, support Jim Carrey and hope he gets better movies and is all right. Although that said, like, apparently, like you've just told me, that Sonic the Hedgehog is really good.
It's not really good. Oh no, that is absolutely not what I've just told you. What I've told you is it's surprisingly entertaining, and his performance as Robotnik is surprisingly good. The emphasis in all of this is on the aspect of surprise. I went into that film expecting it to be shit, and it was better than I thought. This is not an endorsement.
Are you a Sega guy? Do you like Sega games?
Not hugely. Never had one as a kid or anything, yeah.
What we're watching in this game is quite interesting now. So we're in some kind of alternative future where Hydra seems to rule the world.
Yeah, I can see that from all the Hydra stuff.
Hydra stuff.
Yeah.
This is kind of cool, I suppose. If I was to read a comic book with this premise, I'd be much more entertained than with this game. So they did a weird thing recently in the comic books where Hydra actually did take over the world, like a kind of alternate universe sort of thing, where like and the reason they were able to do this was like Captain America was a secret agent of Hydra.
Yeah, I remember that got a lot of people angry.
I
remember seeing around that panel the panel of Cap saying "Hail Hydra" got circulated a lot with a lot of not very happy people.
You could scratch the surface even slightly and say like, so
press and hold Y in Chronopolis, then press X to access the
vehicle grid,
and you can freely place your chosen vehicle in any position when the cursor. What the fuck? Okay.
Well, let's see what vehicles we have.
And then press X. Oh.
Mobster heist car.
I also chose a mobster heist car.
Snowmobile. This is why the snowmobiles were relevant.
Well, off we go.
Atlantean pod ship.
Xandar, that's the name of the planet.
There we go.
Yeah, it only took us.
Horse and cart. General Ross's tank. Ghost Rider's motorcycle. How do we unlock that shit? An Egyptian chariot. Oh, hell yeah.
You gotta place it somewhere where you aren't.
Right.
Thank you for that again.
I guess this is very strange.
Also, what's Chronopolis? I guess this is some weird dimension that Kang's built or something.
So I think Kang has what has currently happened is that Kang has absorbed Manhattan into the Chronopolis,
right?
Which is like his kind of pocket dimension.
Yeah, okay.
What seems to be the case. I could be wrong. I haven't been paying much attention.
No.
Are you following the ghost trail?
No. Absolutely not. I've just been driving around like a lunatic. But I'm now following the ghost trail, now you've said
I'll follow the ghost trail.
But also we need to go up to the airship, and I suspect none of these vehicles are going to be particularly helpful in getting up to Klaw's airship.
Are you telling me that like my horse and cart can't defy the laws of gravity in Skyrim style?
In short, yes. So note on my screen the trail of rings goes up in the air. By rings, I of course mean studs. Again,
Should we do
too much
an
Sonic.
should we do an outro to get like
Oh, to make the sprite happy. That she doesn't have to edit this much so much. Yes, absolutely.
Before we go any further, like viewership, we're gonna pause briefly so we can kind of have some stop and end points for these videos. We're very confused what's happening. We think we're having fun, but we're not sure. If you're still with us, thank you for sticking with the commentary. We love you. We appreciate your patronage, and we will be back very, very soon. Take care and have a good night.
Indeed.